Hey everybody, I'm here to talk to you about my chart, Accents. This chart has a lot to do with asymmetric improvising, so basically you're playing one time signature in one hand and another in the other. So I guess the main thing about this chart is that we're trying to slow things down harmonically to give us room to play with different rhythms. The harmony is moving slowly, that way we have time to focus on the rhythmic aspect and not get too distracted with trying to think of which notes to play correctly. So I started this chart out by writing one particular rhythm. So that rhythm is the entire melody. Never stepped away from that rhythm. And all I did for the melody was try to keep it as not melodic as possible. So I tried to keep it to one note for the entire phrase. Once in a while I had to bend that rule, once in a while I would move by step to help the melody go somewhere. So I wrote the melody, and I wrote the bass line with it. So we're going to say I wrote the pinky or the top voice, I wrote the bottom voice, and they're both sticking strictly to that accented rhythm. The next step is once I play those two notes together, I have this space in between and I just filled it with 4 notes. Those 4 notes would change throughout the piece, but that's how I structured the harmony, by which 4 notes fit the hand really well. It's also great to have the bass player and the drummer know that they can take the freedom to step away from the chart or to fill in the blanks. Thinking about how the chords really related together insofar as progression, but really how they moved by step insofar as the geography of the piano, what's easy for my hand to play. That brings us to the improv section. Basically, it's a free-for-all insofar as cellular rhythms. My part is supposed to be constant 16ths the entire time, playing different cell values per hand. So I might play something that is 4 notes long in the right hand and play something that's 3 notes long in the left. 5/3. The 2/3. It also gives room for the bass player to chime in and do some more longer tone rhythms along with the drums. But I keep it constant 8 to 16ths for the most part. Once in a while I have to back away from that because I start to get a little tripped up. What that does is you have 2 rhythmic cells that are sort of rubbing against each other. And what I kept telling, especially to Jacob, the drummer, is that I wanted more cellular stuff per limb, so that his right hand might be playing something that is 3 notes and a rest, and his left hand is playing something that is 4 notes and a rest. Doing the same thing I'm doing with the piano, but taking that to the drums. constant 16th note is almost a tribute to noise music, because it all starts to sound the same as sort of this washy, shaky thing. Eventually we go to the bridge, much like a lot of jazz standards or a lot of big band charts. Call it the bridge, call it the shout chorus, whatever. That rhythm that we originally played at the beginning of the chart, we now move to the left hand while the right hand just plays noisy flourishes. Moreover, the right hand is just going to be playing a bunch of arpeggios or scales. We're basically taking that idea of noise, in the sense of constant notes, and pushing it over to where it's off the grid in the right hand and just doing stuff that's not rhythmically specific. Having something that ties in the beginning and the end really helps keep a piece a little bit more cohesive. I really believe that. Something about it really ties it together insofar as the listening experience. Then we play the head out, and we try to make it sound a little bit different than the head. We have a little break here. Another video on asymmetric rhythmic improvising is coming up. It's going to get a lot more specific about how to improvise between the two hands, the accent like the third out of every fourth note. If I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then you hear like counter melodies and everything. It's actually way easier than you think. All you got to do is Also, if you like these videos and you want to help support the album that we're doing, it's really expensive. You can join our Patreon for as little as $1. You get access to PDFs of our charts. You can get access to worksheets on asymmetric improvising, so you can go ahead and take that home as much as you want. And there's a bunch of other cool stuff and exclusive videos too.